you keep running around in such a hurry, trying to get everything done and get to these goals that you've set for yourself. And I'm sure many of you can relate to this and are doing this in your life, because it is something that many people live their life by and do every day. They live in this really intense, fast-paced, like feeling of anxiety, and I have to get it done. And I get it, because I've been there too. I've done this. I've lived that section of my life, that chapter of my life, multiple chapters, more than just one chapter, because I felt like that was the way that I needed to live to achieve what I wanted to in my life. And I realized through trying that and getting to these goals that I had set for myself, and through a variety of life experiences, that wasn't really the most satisfying, fulfilling way to live my life. And that it doesn't take that kind of fast-paced, anxiety-driven life to get to these things that you want in life. And really, the most satisfying thing that we can experience is the moment right now, right here, and appreciating it. And yes, momentum and things coming together and living in a fast-paced life can be really fun, but it takes coming from a centered place, coming from an inner stability, building your inner foundations first, that really makes this a fulfilling experience. So start by really looking inside and looking at how you're feeling, looking at the thoughts that you're thinking, that the feelings are responding to. So when you're feeling like you're in a hurry and you need to get everything done right now and you need to figure it all out, and you start feeling anxious, you start feeling uncomfortable in your body, then notice that and cool down those thoughts. Let those thoughts relax into something that's more satisfying. Just got a spider web in my face. You don't need to figure it out all right now. You can tell yourself, there's no big hurry. I'll figure it out as I go. I'm getting this one step at a time. Tell yourself anything you need to relax and enjoy the moment right now on the way to where you're going. And make your main goal, make your main objective how you're feeling in each moment, how you're feeling inside, instead of those goals that everyone else can see. And I know we all want those external things too, and that's not something to negate in any way. It's just a secondary thing, because if you get to these external goals that you're seeking and you don't actually feel fulfilled inside, you didn't actually build the internal foundation to be able to be happy with wherever you are. So being happy on the journey to these goals, and then being happy at these goals. Like, people that are unhappy can have a lot of money. And so if you just care about having a lot of money, then maybe that's fine to just make that your goal. But if you want to enjoy your life and enjoy your money, then start with the foundation of living happily right now, living in a good feeling place in yourself, in your body right now. And then let those other external goals come to you as a result of this state that you've created inside. Because when you've created this internal state, this internal match to the things that you desire, those things have to come. And it doesn't come through the path that you've been trying so hard and running around trying to get in such a fast-paced lifestyle that you feel like you need to do all these things to show your worthiness, show that you're deserving of what you want. The people that are making the most money, the people that have the best lives, are doing it in a way that is really easy, that is really effortless for them, because they've become that person that is a match to those things they want, and the things that they want just fall into place for them and come together for them in really amazing, smooth, easy ways. And there's also people that have created really great lives in many ways that have not really matched up internally as much as they've just figured it out through hard work and doing everything on the external world that will validate their success. But you don't have to take that path. You can start internally and create everything you want and do it really quickly when you come into this balance inside of you, when you start internal and you work out. So there's someone that many people might know. He's a really great young entrepreneur, Alex Hormozi. And, I've heard him talking on a number of occasions. I admire a lot of what he's created, but he's more into the action world. And I've seen him start to acknowledge some of this emotional world more. And I think he's finding his own balance with that. But he's really figured out his path through hard work, and that you just do what has to be done and you work hard and you will achieve what you want. And I've started to hear him say things that are things that I say, that is really similar, at least, and some that are almost exactly the same, that you need to practice your emotional state no matter what's happening externally. And I've also heard him say recently that, he's mastered this external world, but he hasn't really mastered his internal world in the way that he wants. He doesn't seem like he's actually happy from what he said. He's created these tangible successes around him, but he's not actually happy inside. And, he seems like he has a pretty good life and has many things that he is enjoying, but that's something really to contemplate and realize of, do you care more about those external symbols of success, or do you care more about your emotional state? And it's not that you can only have one or the other. It's just which one comes first, which one's the most important. And you may realize through your own trial and error which that is. And that's what's happened for me in my life. Is at first I just worked really hard and I felt like that's all that mattered, and I'd figure out everything else later. And then I realized that there was more to it, and I started focusing more on this internal world and creating from the internal world out. And that has been the most gratifying thing in my life that I've done. And it's also the most powerful thing that you can do, the most powerful skill that you can learn, because when you have that internal basis, when you have that internal foundation, then anything is possible for you. And it doesn't take that hard work, that struggle, that sacrificing your well-being, your physical body, your relationships, whatever it is in your life that you may have or you may need to sacrifice to do the external path that we're talking about. So take these words that I've shared with you today and really contemplate what is important to you, and put in the comments down below what you've been doing. Have you been focused on your external world or more your internal world? And which one feels like the right path for you right now? It starts from the inside out. So go and explore that world and see the real power that you have inside of you.